Hello, I'm Gary York, CorruptionBehindBars.com. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel today. If you like this video or any other videos I have, please subscribe. I want to talk about an inmate escape that is common across the country, but this one is now a big topic in Florida, and Governor Rick Scott is now looking into inmates with any type of gun charges or crimes with guns, and how to treat them for job assignments within the Florida Department of Corrections. We recently had an inmate escape from Lake Correctional Institution named Ellington John, who was serving a 15-year prison sentence for aggravated battery with a firearm upon his girlfriend. He ended up pistol whipping her and sending her to the hospital. He was already on house arrest, correctional probation supervision in Florida when he committed the crime, so this is how he caught the 15-year sentence. He escaped from Lake Correctional Institution because he is now minimum custody, and he was working at the motor pool at the prison, and he saw a truck sitting outside the motor pool, and the truck had the keys in it, and he stole the truck. What I have not been able to determine yet, all reports indicate the truck may have had a gun inside the truck when he escaped with the truck. The good news is he was captured Friday night. This happened on May 31st, a Thursday. It looks like he was captured Friday night, June 1st, quickly, by the Department of Corrections Inspector General's Office, Florida, and the Orange County Sheriff's Department. Great job, guys. Thank you. We didn't need the FBI to come take care of our business, and that's the way we like to do it. Proud of those guys for capturing him and investigating so quickly and making the capture. He'll be pending first appearance today, Sunday, June 2nd, I believe is what today is, and he's going to have first appearance today on Sunday. Also, I want to talk about how the inmate's father was interviewed by Channel 9 News, and the father said that his son had a temper, a bad temper, and this incident that landed him in prison, of course, was over a girlfriend, and the father believes that inmate John may have gotten information, some bad news from a present girlfriend, not the girlfriend he assaulted years ago to get in prison, but a new girlfriend. He may have gotten news that she has a new boyfriend, and this is what caused him to run. This is actually double scary, because if he did this to his first girlfriend while on supervision with probation, and now he escapes over possible anger or jealousy, and he steals a truck which may have a gun in it, and again we're dealing with another girlfriend. There's no telling how this could have ended up. Thank goodness he was captured quickly by the Florida Department of Corrections Inspector General's Office and the Orange County Sheriff, because this could have ended up to be pretty bad. Now that brings up my topic today. Governor Scott was on the news the other night after this incident saying we're going to have to look into how we're classifying inmates to work on job sites and get minimum custody to work outside the fence, and what types of inmates should be there. We already know that inmates with sex offenses, escape history, terrible disciplinary history in prison, there's a long list of reasons why an inmate will never work outside the fence, but one of them is not, believe it or not, and a lot of people probably don't know this, you can have a gun charge and still work outside of the prison perimeter fence or outside the walls of the prison, such as inmate John did here with the motor pool. As long as you have good behavior, no disciplinary history, no problems within the prison, over the years you work yourself into that position to have your custody lowered. So that's what happened with inmate John. Now, my question to everyone is, it's a question, I'm not saying what I think, but should any inmate with a gun charge that is in prison be allowed to work outside the prison fence or outside the prison walls. I've always had a problem with it. No matter how well they've behaved themselves in prison, I've still had a problem, and maybe that's because I was with the Inspector General's office in Florida so many years, investigating prison crimes. I've always had a problem with inmates with a gun history being allowed to work outside the fence. And that's just me, you know, throw stones at me if you don't agree with me, but that's just me, my personal opinion. And believe me, I'm not the one who makes the decisions. The management from Florida, the Department of Corrections makes those decisions. Governor Scott is looking into this now and thinking about maybe revamping some of the ways we look at work assignments for inmates. But right now, work assignments, an inmate work assignment is based on the institution classification team, which is made up of a warden or an assistant warden, classification supervisor, your security colonel or somebody from security that's in charge, or high-ranking security person. And these people, chief of security, the classification supervisor, the warden, and lots of times one other to make up a team of 4. It can be a team of 3 or 4. They'll determine whether an inmate's custody level can be dropped and that inmate can go work certain areas. They'll approve the work assignments for the inmates. It has to be approved by all of them and agreed upon by all of them. And then the panel sends their decision to the inmate classification department in Central Florida, in Tallahassee central office, where it's again looked at and approved there. So it's got to go through some avenues and get some approvals before an inmate is granted his or her job assignment in the prison system. So folks, the agency, the Florida Department of Corrections, did nothing wrong at all by having inmate John working in the motor pool. According to the classification policies and rules, there's nothing violated there. But the big question is, should there be an addition in why an inmate cannot work outside the prison walls? This is my question. Should there be a new addition added now for the future? That an inmate with a gun charge of any type cannot work outside the prison walls. You know, think about it, with all the things going on in today's world, we've got people in this country that don't want honest people with no criminal record to have a gun. And that's the way they're thinking. So, why should we even consider allowing a convicted felon who used a gun in the commission of a crime to have the luxury of working outside the prison walls? So there you go. There's my thought. Okay, that's my thought. This is the inmate that escaped, and he is now recaptured, and his charges are, I'm going to read it from here for you. Aggravated battery with a weapon. He is supposed to be in prison until the year 2023, and now he will probably and hopefully be in prison a lot longer than that. Aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Just something to think about today. Governor Scott was on the news the other night, and he said we need to examine and look into the situation of inmates with weapons charges working outside the prison walls. Yes, he's a politician. I have a smile on my face. I know they have many other things they're worried about, like how much money they can make with the private prison industrial complex. But anyway, let's hope he does look into this situation. But again, don't blame the Department of Corrections. They were following the rules. They did what they're supposed to do. Many people that I talk to go, oh, the Department of Corrections let this inmate outside the prison walls and they know he has a weapons charge. Well, there's nothing that says they can't after good behavior for so many years. So keep that in mind. Send me your thoughts. Thank you for watching Corruption Behind Bars YouTube channel, and please like my Facebook page as well, corruptionbehindbars.com on Facebook. Stay safe, everyone. And also think about the private prison system. they have their own panel, but they have to have one from the Department of Corrections present also as well before they can give job assignments. I just wanted to throw that in there. Thank you and take care. Have a great week. Be safe and stay safe and watch out for each other. Thank you.